Warriors almost 2,400 years ago, the philosopher Diogenes pulled off a stunt so raw that even today it makes people squirm. In the middle of a packed marketplace, he satisfied his bodily urge right in front of everyone, then said in a calm voice, "If only hunger could be quenched this easily." That wasn't madness, it was his brutal intelligence slicing through human illusions like a blade. From that same angle, in the next few minutes, I'm going to prove to you that every man who ever truly loved a woman fell victim to the oldest, biggest lie in human history. By the end, either your heart will shatter or your mind will be completely unshackled. So watch this all the way through. Picture a guy so detached he ditched his house to live in a barrel, jerked off in public, and when Alexander the Great stood in front of him, he just said, "Step out of my sunlight." That was Diogenes of Sinope, not some armchair thinker but a wrecking ball against illusions. He wielded truth like a weapon that shredded society's fake ideals, and his number one target, the myth of romantic love. Most men never fully recover from their first emotional gut punch. They chase that ghost feeling for years, sometimes their whole damn life, something that never even existed. But Diogenes, he never chased, never begged, never bowed to any woman's approval. That's why he was the freest man of his era. Now let me hit you with a story you've probably never heard. In ancient Athens lived a drop-dead gorgeous woman named Lais. She was the city's most famous dancer, and courtesan, generals, poets, kings, they all lost their minds over her. Guys threw gold coins just for one night. One day a young philosopher, totally hooked, came to Diogenes bragging, "Lisa's in love with me. She smiles every time I talk." Diogenes didn't even look up from his raw onions. "Idiot, that smile costs 300 drachmas." The kid stormed off, humiliated. A week later he came back. Broken Lay had bled him dry and run off with some rich dude. Diogenes roared with laughter. "The only difference between you and a beggar? The beggar knows he's being robbed." Lesson 1. Women don't love the way men do. Modern guys grow up believing love is a fair trade. You give loyalty, you get loyalty, you get loyalty, you get devotion, you get devotion, you get devotion, you get devotion. History says otherwise. 19th century German poet Heinrich von Kleist was head over heels for Henriette Vogel. He wrote poems for her, laid his soul at her feet. When she got sick, she said, "Give me death." Kleist did. He shot her first, then himself. His last words, "Thank you. No tears, no regret, just cold acceptance." That's the naked truth of the female mind. She's driven by outcomes, not emotions. Her nature always moves toward maximum gain, security, or status. Diogenes saw it crystal clear. When asked why he never married, he said, "Marriage is a prison for fools. Why chain myself to someone always?" Shopping for a stronger lock. Every man remembers his first betrayal. Maybe it was the high school girl who kissed you in secret, then mocked you with her friends the next day. Maybe the fiancé who swore forever, then left with a richer guy. Same wound, different story. And it's the truth nobody dares say out loud. Your broken heart wasn't your fault. It was your first crash course in female nature. In ancient Sparta, at age 7, boys were kicked out of home and dumped in the wilderness. The weak died. The survivors came back warriors. Why? Pain is the forge that either destroys a man or makes him invincible. The Spartans knew real education only comes through suffering. Your shattered heart wasn't an accident. It was your first glimpse of raw reality. Diogenes said, "A man who cries over a woman is like a dog barking at the moon. The moon doesn't hear, doesn't care. But what if I told you the same pain that crushed you can become your greatest weapon? The same hurt that weakened you can be forged into steel." That's where the split happens. Soft-hearted men stall out. Iron-willed men rise. Every man hits a moment when the veil rips. It strikes like lightning, incinerating every childhood lie. For some, it's a cold, empty bed after she's gone. For others, it's her smug smile when she knows the game is hers. Same outcome. Love isn't a contract. It's a game, and you've been playing blindfolded. Nobody understood this better than Diogenes. While Plato dreamed of perfect worlds and Socrates debated ethics, Diogenes lived in dirt and dust. He laughed at romantic ideals and watched men beg for fairness. He wasn't cruel or bitter, he was awake, and that made him terrifying. History remembers the man who turned pain into power. Roman general Gaius Marius, betrayed, exiled, came roaring back and seized power again. Friedrich Nietzsche, rejected by Lou Salome, vanished into isolation, then dropped Hus spoke Zarathustra, a book that rewrote philosophy. These men didn't surrender to suffering, they hammered it into armor. Diogenes lived the same code. When pirates captured him and sold him as a slave, he didn't cry or beg. He stared the buyer in the eye and said, "You need a leader, buy me." The guy was so stunned he made Diogenes tutor to his sons. Rule 1 of emotional alchemy: pain is currency, don't waste it, most men burn it. They drown in memories, her touch, her laugh, her eyes that once looked at them. They torture themselves with unanswerable questions. Why wasn't I enough? What did he have that I don't? Diogenes mocked those guys. Once a lovesick kid asked, "How do I forget a woman?" Diogenes handed him a rotting fish head. "Carry this through the market." The kid did. When he came back reeking, Diogenes said, "Now throw it away." The kid did. "Miss it now?" "No." Diogenes grinned. "Then why keep her in your head? Women have always understood the rules. They're born psychological warriors. While men swung swords and built empires, women mastered the oldest art of power: control through illusion. Remember Catherine the Great? Seduced and schemed her way from wife to Empress of Russia. Or Cleopatra didn't just use beauty. She balanced power and softness to trap Julius Caesar and Mark Antony. They didn't win wars with blades, they won with influence. They weren't villains, they just played the game at elite level. Diogenes saw through the smoke. Once a famous courtesan bragged, "I can make any man fall for me." Diogenes smirked, "Try me." She pulled out every move: flattery, touch, whispers. Diogenes yawned. She stripped naked. He didn't look up from his lentils. "Your body is your weapon. I'm not your target." Rule 2, nobody controls you unless you step into their arena. Today's man is drowning in emotional exposure. He's taught, "Baby soft, open up, show your feelings." The second he does, attraction dies, respect vanishes, relationship collapses. Diogenes knew. A guy once complained, "My wife lost interest the moment I told her everything in my heart." Diogenes handed him a cup of water. "Drop it." He did. "Now put it back." "Can't." Diogenes smiled. "Then why spill it in the first place?" Real transformation isn't about dominating women. It's mastering yourself. The Stoics called it apatheia, freedom from passion. Buddhists call it detachment. Diogenes called it living like a dog. No attachment, no expectation, no fear of abandonment. When Alexander the Great asked, "What can I do for you?" Diogenes said, "Yeah, move. You're blocking my sun." That's unshakable mind. Not built on wealth, not on love, but on the absence of need. Most men never reach it. They spend life craving validation, reshaping themselves for someone's gaze. The second a better option appears, they're discarded. But when a man wakes up, stops chasing, starts writing his own story, philosophy becomes power. Every man's journey has a thunderclap moment. It doesn't creep in, it explodes. Every belief burns, and in the ashes rises not peace, but fire. In that instant you realize every tear, every sleepless night, every sacrifice in the name of love wasn't for her. It was for your own hunger to be seen, to be chosen. Diogenes got it better than anyone. He never begged for love, never negotiated for attention. He lived in a barrel, satisfied his needs in public, died broke. Yet his words made kings tremble. The deadliest lie sold to men: you need a woman's love to be complete. History is a graveyard of guys who bought it. Samson shook armies. With his strength, destroyed by one woman's betrayal. Orpheus journeyed to the underworld for Eurydice, lost her forever with one glance back. Even Hercules burned alive by poison from his wife, thinking it was a gift. These aren't love stories, they're warnings carved in time. Diogenes laughed at romantic tragedies. A heartbroken kid once came crying, his girl left with another man. Diogenes listened, picked up a dead rat by the tail, held it up. The kid recoiled. "Diogenes, you're disgusted by a rotting corpse? But you'll let a woman rot your soul. That's the first brutal law of self-mastery. No love, no sex, no companionship is worth your dignity." Most men never learn. They chase female approval like addicts chase the next hit. She's different, just a little more effort and she'll stay. Same crash, same burn, same self-defeat. But you have a choice: stay on your knees or rise. One evening Diogenes was eating his plain lentils. A rich guy walked by and sneered, "Flatter the king a little and you wouldn't eat from a cracked bowl." Diogenes, without looking up, "Learn to eat from cracked bowls and you'll never need to flatter kings." That's what killing need really means. Most men are slaves to desire. Sex, prey is being chosen. Women smell that hunger like blood in water. It repels them, and it gives them power over you. Diogenes saw it. Corinth's top courtesan once offered, "I'll be with you for free." Diogenes smiled. If someone's giving away rotten figs, do I take them just because they're free? She fumed. Why insult me? He shrugged. Because I don't need you. Rule 2 again. The moment you stop needing her, she starts wanting you. This isn't a trick. It's raw power dynamics. A man complete in himself can't be controlled. So what does real freedom look like? It's not hating women or rejecting love. It's knowing love isn't oxygen. You won't die without it. Diogenes lived it daily. He had nothing, answered to no one, ate when hungry, slept where he wanted, took pleasure when he felt like it. When Alexander asked, "Any wishes?" Diogenes, "Yeah, move. You're blocking my son." That's the true free man, not the one who has everything, but the one who needs nothing. Yet this is where most men fall. They hear this, feel the fire ignite inside. Then one smile, one soft touch, one sweet lie, and they crawl back into the same trap. Trading self-respect for crumbs. Don't be that guy. Be the man who says, "He'll enjoy love, but never depend on it." The man who walks the second respect fades. The man who, when asked what he fears, answers with one word, nothing. Diogenes died the way he lived, fearless, unbound. When asked how to bury him, he said, "Throw me to the wild dogs. What do I need a tomb for?" Even in death he rejected ownership, so ask yourself, right now at this crossroads, will you crawl through life begging for love, or burn your needs to ash and rise as the man nothing can chain, nothing can break? The choice is yours. If this hit home, if you finally get that dignity comes before love, drop in the comments, "I'm free now, and your city." Smash that subscribe button, turn on the bell. This channel is your dojo for unbreakable mindset. Stoic thinking. Forge iron from pain. Let's meet in the next one, warriors.